Welcome to Sage Audio. Today we're covering how to mix vocals in Ableton. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Gating to reduce noise. For this video, let's create a complex vocal chain using only stock plugins. Also, we'll do some demonstrations of the effects, starting with more aggressive and then dialing it back to how I'd personally mix it. For this vocal in particular, and in a lot of home recordings, there's going to be some noise picked up in the background or from the electronics that are used. I'll use a gate with a low threshold, quick attack, moderate release, some look ahead, and a high pass internal sidechain to attenuate it. The noise in this track was so quiet that a demonstration really isn't needed, so let's move on to the next insert, EQ8 to balance the vocal. Next, I'll use 7 bands in total to cut out all the frequencies below the fundamental with a high pass, accent the fundamental and second ordered harmonic with bells, dip some nasal tones, boost vocal presence around 3.5 kHz, and boost air but balance the sibilants with a shelf and bell respectively. Let's listen and notice how the vocal is clearer and more present.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button. It helps us bring you more videos. Compressor for vocal presence. Next, I'll use a compressor with peak detection to bring the vocal forward significantly. With a 5.5:1 ratio, the quickest attack possible, a release of 17.5 milliseconds, a hard knee, and 1 millisecond of look ahead, the vocal is attenuated by about 3 dB, and makeup gain retains the original level. As you'll hear in a moment, by compressing the entirety of the vocal, then bringing the signal back up, the vocal greatly moves forward. Let's take a listen.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
Glue compressor for cohesion. Now that the vocal is forward, I'm going to smooth out the dynamics a little more with the glue compressor. I'll use a quicker attack, 4:1 ratio, an automatic release similar to an optical compressor. Then I'll attenuate by a few dB and make up this change. Let's listen to how this compressor creates a full, slightly soft sound.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
Only a small percentage of people that watch our videos are subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Dynamic tube saturation. Tube saturation is going to introduce harmonic distortion to fill the sound, slightly emphasize the initial transient, and add a little warmth by emphasizing the second ordered harmonic. I'll increase the drive until I find what works best for this vocal, then blend the effect in with the dry-wet dial. Let's take a listen to the effect.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
Chorus ensemble for thickness. The chorus ensemble plugin is going to duplicate the vocal and cause mild timing modulations to these duplicates. I'll select the ensemble option, ensure the lowest frequencies aren't included, add a little warmth, and then blend in the effect until I can no longer immediately tell that it's there. Let's take a listen and notice how it makes the vocal thicker when used at low settings.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
Spectral resonator to fill vocal. This is a unique plugin that'll create multiple vocals and then tune them to a specific note. First, I'll find a note that's in key with the vocal performance. I'll adjust the number of voices, and then I'll reduce the wet-dry until, like the chorus effect, it's just barely noticeable. Let's take a listen to understand what this plugin does and then how it sounds blended in.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
If you're enjoying the channel, join the community with a link in the description. Short, mid-frequency reverb. A short reverb is going to thicken and fill out the vocal. This is especially true if those reflections are focused on the mids. I reduce the room size, reduce the decay time, and then isolate the reflections to my mids and high mids while using high quality processing. With a shorter pre-delay, we'll capture a good amount of the vocal and the maxed out density is going to help fill the vocal. Let's take a listen to the effect.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
Stylized convolution reverb. Next, we'll use the hybrid reverb to create a longer, more stylized effect on the vocals. I used a Hall impulse response, 50 milliseconds of pre-delay to let the transients pass unaffected, made the bass frequencies mono, and then blended in the effect to my preference. In the EQ section, I cut out the lowest frequencies and boosted presence and air. Let's take a listen to it.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason that you wanna stay.
Quick mid-side echo. A quick delay after our stylized reverb is going to duplicate the reflections, making the reverb more realistic and impressive. I'll set my reflection time to a short one, isolate the reflections to the mids, enable mid-side reflections, and add some subtle modulation before blending in the effect. Let's take a listen and pay attention to what this plugin does to the last reverb's reflections.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to think that you wanna stay.
RMS compression for reverb detail. I'm going to use one more compressor, but this time I'm going to make it RMS to capture quieter parts of the vocal, mainly the temporal processing that we just introduced. With the internal sidechain, I'll isolate the detection to the mids, use a soft knee, and achieve a few dB of attenuation. I'll again use auto makeup gain to return the signal to its original level. Let's listen and notice how this pushes the reverb and other temporal effects forward.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
EQ8 for final shaping. Last up, I'm going to insert one more EQ to finalize the frequency balance of my vocal. I'll keep the EQ simple and reduce the lows, with some of the temporal processing added, boost a little of the fundamental, add a little presence and a little more air. Let's listen to how this EQ finalizes the signal, and then let's take a listen to the full AB of the vocal chain.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
Full AB of the vocal chain.
That you wanna stay. There's no reason for you to pretend that you wanna stay.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.